oil prices have already jumped to the highest levels in 8 years. Joining us now to talk about where it may be headed is energy expert and former member of the Ukrainian Parliament, Svitlana Zalishchuk. She is now an advisor and CEO of Nafagaz Group, and she joins me from Kyiv by phone. Svitlana, first of all, I want to ask you, as a Ukrainian there on the ground, how are you holding up? How have you and your family been? How have you been impacted by these unfolding attacks?
Yes, thank you for asking. So, you know, I live in the downtown of in Kyiv, and usually we wake up to the bells of this one of the oldest churches in these parts of the world. But today we woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning because of the 8 super powerful blasts around the capital of my country. And, you know, it felt absolutely surreal because whoever has been ever to Ukraine or to Kyiv knows very well that it's a properly European capital. Nothing different than from, for example, Berlin or any other Eastern European country. And all of a sudden we're in the middle of the proper full-scale invasion. 4 people in Kyiv had to look at their children and think, okay, so what do we do now? So me personally, I was helping some journalists throughout the day with reporting. So I was not doing my job, but I went to one of the Ukrainian media and was trying to translate the reports into English so that the whole world can hear and see what's going on. But at the moment, I'm heading to the south, towards the south. I packed all my life kind of in a, you know, just a hand luggage suitcase. And I don't know where I'm going because I don't know whether I will have a chance actually to come back to my life, to my home, to my city. So I think that this is kind of the perspective that many people are facing at the moment, because the road I'm driving, there are like thousands of people are driving in all of the directions out of Kyiv, out of their cities and towns, some either to the west, which is believed to be the most kind of safest place to go, or even abroad. But still, it's dangerous, it's surreal, and it's very uncertain. We don't know what to expect.
You know, you're a former member of the Ukrainian Parliament. Do you think that President Zelensky needs to leave the country at this point? And if he did, what kind of message would that send to your people, many of whom don't want to leave and are taking shelter now in these bomb shelters down by the metro? I mean, you're driving the streets, you're seeing what's happening in real time. What do you think your president should do?
Well, President is doing what he can. He's communicating with his people every single hour. The main message is that the people shouldn't panic, you know, and should still should stay safe. But also there is a message to the men of my country to take as possible and to go and fight, because it's a historic moment. But also, you know, the very important message is the message my president is sending to the whole world, and I want to just reiterate it and highlight it, that this is not a war between Russia and Ukraine. This is not a blow on Ukrainians. This is a blow on a human dignity, on a human life, on a human values, you know, and I think the responsibility to act to this situation has to be based not on the principle of NATO membership, but on the basis of the moral ground. I met President Biden personally when he was in Kyiv in 2017. He was the vice president at that time. And he had a meeting with these young parliamentarians, including me. I had the privilege to meet him. And he was talking about democracy and about the perspective of Euro-Atlantic integration and European integration between our countries. You know, now I think up to the whole world to stand against the dictator, which, by the way, I believe we allowed because of our ignorance, because of our responsibility, because of our sometimes arrogance, or I don't know, maybe naivety sometimes. We helped Putin to do what he's doing now. We pumped up his budget with the gas money, with the oil money. We tolerated for a long time his oligarchs stealing money from Russian taxpayers and enjoying themselves in the luxury capitals in the European Union. That should have been cancelled and banned yet in 2008 when Putin invaded Georgia, or at least 2014 when Putin already invaded and annexed Crimea and Donbass. So I think that the answer at the moment is not enough. I've heard that President Biden said that maybe you should come back with an answer of how sanctions will impact Putin in 1 month. In 1 month, many people will not exist anymore. Many people will not live. Today we have been witnessing of how small children are dying, of how civilians are just shelled in the center of their cities. This is surreal. This is a proper world war in my mind, and this is how it should be treated.
Svitlana, final question. As a foreign policy advisor there in Ukraine, Ukraine is not a member of NATO. Western leaders are limited in what kind of support they can provide you and your people. Do you feel that our country is doing enough? And what do you think it will take for President Putin to back off?
First of all, I don't think it has been done enough because, for example, Germany offered us in the preparation to this aggression. Everyone knew that Putin is going to invade. Everyone has been talking already for months, and Germany offered us like 5,000 helmets. 5,000 helmets to protect ourselves from one of the strongest army in the world, right? So I think that many sanctions should have been enacted before, because that would given Putin a completely different calculation, not even from a military point of view, but from a point of view that his population, people around him, business and oligarchs, would be so angry and would probably show him that, hey, Putin, maybe we shouldn't do that because it will fire back on us as well. Now, it seems to me that it's a bit too late and too little to go with sanctions like that, because anyway, they're already in Kiev. They're in my city, they're in my home, and I think that strong answer, this is what it could have taken in order to prevent this war at all. Now, we are in the middle of this war. So I think that, for example, there is a discussion about SWIFT. I mean, what else Putin has to do in order for SWIFT to be enacted? Like, what on earth can more aggressive or more insane could be done to a peaceful country like Ukraine or any other country in the world, so that the strongest and most painful sanctions should be enacted to stop this war? That's like an open, a rhetoric question that I'm answering, I think.
Svitlana Zalishchuk, I appreciate you calling in there from the streets of Kyiv. Let's stay in close contact as the news continues to develop here out of Ukraine and Russia.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.